So here's a little bike, all repaired, just waiting to get my MOT in a couple of days' time. So I mustn't take it out in the meantime, otherwise it might end up getting crushed. Good morning. So what am I doing out here with a map stuck to my garage door? Well, I thought I would use one of Barry Coleman's tricks from Northern Ireland NACC and use my little red screwdriver to point out a few things on the map and then to update you on what exactly has happened with the bike since I got back, and also what happened while it was over going around Ireland. So just to show you, the black line around the map is basically my route. So I came across from Fishguard. I had to ride across Wales to start with, to Fishguard, and then I went into Rosslare from Fishguard, stayed the first night in Wexford, went all the way up the coast to Dublin, stayed in the centre of Dublin when and that's when the rain really started. So struggling through Dublin in the pouring rain was a pain in the backside, and I drove up to a service station just near the airport there, but Dublin Airport, and met up with Kevin Murphy and Brian Leonard, who kindly gave me their time on a dreadful day, took me out to the Skerries, and we had a good old look around out there, and then we parted company, and I drove up north here, eventually meeting Liam Smythe in Castlewellan before riding on up to Belfast. Spent the night in Belfast and then met Barry Coleman at Carrickfergus, and we rode a little way together along the Antrim coast, weather deteriorating all the way along. I was supposed to go across a ferry just here, but they cried off because of the weather, so I had to take this route to get round. Then stayed the night there in Redcastle. Following day, I went up to the highest point in Ireland, which is Malin Head, and took a selfie there. And the rain really started then, and I had to change my plans, and I ended up in I actually didn't take this route. I went across here to Dunglow, and then I went up to see where my grandmother was born in Burton Port from there. Following day, I ended up at Bunglass Point, stunning cliffs, absolutely amazing, and rode from there down to Sligo. Stayed in a nice hotel there, I needed to. Then I went across, took this road again, hugging the coast, down to Ballina and around the coast again, coming down here to Westport. Westport is one of my favourite little towns in Ireland. Took 2 nights there. This next day I went out and took this route, but this mountain pass was closed because of some kind of a rock slippage. I had to go back this way. Following day I did Connemara en route to Galway, around Connemara to here, and actually stopped the night in Kinvara there. Was going to do the Burren, fantastic place for anybody who wants to go to Ireland, but wasn't part of my raison d'etre to stay to the coast. So carried on following the coast down here. Met a couple of guys in Spanish Point, Martin and John. That was nice of them to meet up with me, and then carried on across the Shannon ferry to Tralee, where I met Pete Woodley. God, it's getting hotter and hotter out here. So I met Pete Woodley in Tralee. He's an English guy that's now living in Ireland. Didn't realise how knackered I was till I went into his conservatory, sat down to have a cup of tea and nearly fell asleep. I then carried on down to Killorglin, which is about here, and met a guy called Andy Ward and a few of his mates, another English guy. We'd been communicating before ever I left to go to Ireland. We said we might meet up, and we did. Stayed in the same hotel. On the way down here, the weather was dire, absolutely dire. And I went to a place I need to look at to pronounce, a place called Cahirsevin, which is on its way to, down here actually, on its way across to Knightstown on Valencia. And met a guy there called Mike Golden, who lives out on the Ring of Kerry. And we had a good old chat. And then I carried on along the Ring of Kerry. I was going to go up this road here to the mountains, but decided against it because I couldn't see anything because it was very foggy. Carried on around the Ring of Kerry and ended up in Kenmare that night. Very nice little town. Following day, I went out onto the Beara Peninsula. Very nice. Went across the Healy Pass there, which is very picturesque. End of the night near Bantry, in fact Ballylicky. From there, second to last day, went back from here across to Kinsale this way and up to Cobe, and went into Cobe for a while, and then took the road up here near Dunvargan, where I stayed the night. My worst stay, I think. Awful place called the Pill. Very unappealing. Following day, went down to Dunvargan, which is one of the nicest places I've been to, and followed the Copper Coast along here, where I randomly met Jason O'Sullivan, who had seen me on Facebook and came chasing after me, and I was taking some photos. Beautiful area. And then I went across, I didn't go up here into Waterford, I went across from Passage East and met Jack Nolan, who took me out to Hook Point Lighthouse, and then all the way back to, I went all the way back then to Rosslare, thus completing my circumnavigation of Ireland. So what have I done to the bike since it's been back? Well, really all the way round, it was totally reliable. The one problem I had, as you may remember, it spat the dummy out, or fired out the baffles when I was down on the Ring of Kerry. Then I tried to put them back in again. The bike was on the stand and the bike fell over, and much as I tried to throw myself underneath it, I didn't succeed, I'm afraid. So there was a little bit of damage to the pegs. One of the indicators got broken, but it was you know, other than that, that was my own fault. Other than that, the bike was completely reliable all the way around, even though it's got 30,000 miles on the clock. And as far as I know, it's the first engine. I've owned the bike for the last 12 years, so nothing's been done to it since then. So just thought I'd mention what had actually been done. So it's had a new silencer. The seat needed welding after the fall, and also the speed humps in Ireland are absolutely horrendous, and they basically caused some problems with the seat and the parcel, the luggage rack at the back. I had a new rear tyre, new indicator, had some electric failures, earth failures, and we put in a new earth wire and a new gearbox. Well, I should say that I didn't do any of this. A very good friend, Steve Hoffman, helped me from our little club. Steve also re-spoked the wheels and trued the wheels, fitted new front brake shoes, and new rubber foot pegs as well. Steve also we had new inner tubes in both tyres. The chain was cleaned and adjusted. New rear bulb got damaged, I think, when it fell over. So some of that was just really general maintenance, but it's been an absolutely brilliant little bike, and I could never get rid of it. It will be with me forever. And the red handle screwdriver as well. People have asked me about how many miles I did and what the fuel consumption was like, bearing in mind it's a smoky old two-stroke. So I did exactly 1,863 miles. I used 103 litres of fuel, or that's 22.5 gallons about. And that gave me 82.4 miles to the gallon, or 3.4 litres per 100 kilometres. And I used about 3 litres of oil as well. That's two-stroke oil that mixes with the fuel. Probably used about a litre of that when I was on the Ring of Kerry going up this really steep hill. I just wish I'd had a camera on the back of the bike which would have shown the smoke pouring out of the back. Anyway, that's almost it. I'm doing a little review video to come after this as well, which will basically show the favourite spots in Ireland, whether they be in wind or rain or sun. So hope this has answered a few questions. In short, the YB100 is one reliable little bike, I can tell you.